Now joined by Fine Gael candidate, Councillor Michael Doyle, who has just been eliminated and his votes are now being transferred. Michael, obviously very disappointed not to be coming home with a seat, but you must be happy with how you campaigned and the work you and your team put in.
Yeah, no, extremely happy. Yeah, it's a long campaign. You'll be extremely tired, but I'm really proud of the team that I had with me. I had a huge team, and they put in huge work. Great support, say, from family and friends, and to John Paul Phelan himself, and Councillor Joe Lyons, Fidelis Doherty, Pat Dunphy. They were fantastic, and no, we left no stone unturned to try and hold on to that seat in the south, but just didn't get there, I suppose. That's democracy on the day, you know.
That is, and I'm sure you're still kind of processing it at the moment. Overall, if you say look at Fine Gael nationally, how the campaign went, did that have any bearing on how you got on in your campaign, or was it kind of like nearly two separate campaigns? There's the national campaign, then there's your own kind of campaign, which is kind of focused. You will be focusing on a specific kind of area of Kilkenny.
Yeah, I suppose those the communities and areas that are around you, you're relying on a kind of a personal vote, and you're known to a certain extent in those areas, and I got great support there. Got great support in other areas, say further south and a bit north Kilkenny as well, to be honest. But I suppose national issues maybe could cost you a few votes along the way then as well. So all that adds up, I suppose, a bit. And I needed to be a couple of hundred votes more, first preference votes, to give me a chance, and lost out by very little in the end, to be honest.
Fine Gael, they'll definitely get one seat in this constituency, and Catherine Callahan looks the best placed at the moment. She got a fabulous vote out of Carlow.
Yeah, she did. She's a good candidate, to be fair, and she's also had a good campaign with a big team and a lot of support behind her. I suppose the thing that thrown everybody off was the loss of those 6,000 votes up in Kilkenny, and you see now the effect that has had. That Carlow looking like electing two to play for three, maybe, you know. So that's big political change in this constituency. So that's going to have to be factored in from now on.
Without doubt. And now I'll hand you over to my colleague Paidi Manning. So brace yourself, as I said.
Michael,
Paidi.
congratulations, and I say that with the utmost sincerity. You ran a great campaign, and you didn't have a lot of time leading into it. When did your campaign start?
I was probably 10 weeks, full 10 weeks, I suppose, canvassing every day. So no, we had plenty of time, to be fair. We had plenty of time to get there. So no, I was delighted. I don't know, could I have done any more? When you fall short, you could pinpoint loads of different things, and why didn't I do this? Why didn't I do that? But when you're in the middle of it, very hard to get there, you know, to do everything. So no, I don't think I could do any more, to be honest.
I know, 100%. And we look at John Paul. John Paul was a senator in 2002. He ran in 07. He fell short. Mary White pipped him to the post on transfers. He ran for Europe, 2009. And again, he was a senator with a national office. He was a senator, fell short in the European election, but built a profile from those two elections. And then, with that profile, was able to take a seat in Leinster House. Kathleen Function ran in 2009, 3 elections. She won one, the town council, missed out on county and Europe. Ran in the general election 2011, missed out, took a council seat, lost in the by-election before she took a seat. These elections, they might feel daunting and they might feel fucking depressing, excuse my language, when you fall short, but they're a valuable exercise in building your profile for future elections. It's not even a question. That's a statement on my part. You were a county councillor. You didn't have a profile in South Kilkenny before this election. You do now.
Yeah. If I was to pick one thing, I suppose it might have caught me toward, just for that extra couple of hundred votes. The name recognition was it. So I tried to get out and about as much as I could down there, and I got huge support, say, down your deep south with Fidelis and Pat Dunphy and that. So, listen, you'd be thinking that I'm more on the radar down south now than I would have been before. So, profile has improved a bit, and I think people maybe look at me as a genuine, legitimate candidate going forward, maybe. So, listen, we're not going to rule anything out.
This election has been a stepping stone.
Yeah, you could say that. It's always development, Paidi.
I'm an optimist today. You're finishing up. You're eliminated on 5,467 votes. Where do you see them going? They're going to break every which way, but who gets the bulk of them?
Yeah, I suppose. Listen, I would have, one of my concerns, I suppose, put my name forward would have been I would have been. I'm obviously close to Chapleer.
Geographically.
Yeah, absolutely, and that would have been a concern for me. Putting my name forward, so it's kind of a Bobby Aylward, John Paul Phelan scenario that a lot of my supporters would give Chap number 2, or vice versa. I get number 2 off Chap. So there will a certain section or portion of my votes go to Chapleer, but to be also plenty of Fine Gael votes there as well.
The fact that Catherine Callahan is still in the mix, I heard during the campaign from both teams that you needed to be ahead of Fitzgerald needed to be ahead of you to take a seat, and that Catherine's transfers would help elect one of you. Now, you didn't say that to me, but I have heard it said by other people in Fine Gael. She got a very strong vote. I think that's, for me, the surprise of this election. But with her in play, David would have been relying on a lot of your votes, or hoping for a lot of your votes, and she's going to maybe pull a few away.
Yeah, that could be the case. I had, if Catherine, who I wouldn't have known prior to for the campaign, obviously, if Catherine, I had Catherine down as, if she ran a really good campaign, was going to be a really big player, and I've proved right. So I was trying to get my vote up to as high as I possibly could, because I felt Catherine's going to be hard pass here if she puts in a good campaign, and she's put in a good campaign. And to be fair, David Fitzgerald has put in a good campaign as well. So, I mean, 3 candidates from Fine Gael put in good, strong campaigns, and there's no more you can do then. Whatever way the cards fall, they fall. So it's just unfortunate for me they didn't work my way this time.
Well, I can see there was only 240 votes in it in the end, which is not a lot. But when you fall short, I mean, it's not a gigantic gap between the two of you, and down the line, you could very well increase the vote.
Yeah, that's possible. It's possible. But listen, I wish David and Catherine the very best, and hopefully they'll be able to win 1, if not 2 seats.
Where are you going for drinks later?
The Woodstock Arms.
In a steak.
In a steak, yeah.
There you go. You heard it here first. Back to Paul.
Well, Michael, we'd like to congratulate you on your campaign. It was a hard-fought, well-run campaign, and we wish you every success for the future, and hopefully you'll enjoy them few points tonight down in Inistioge. So from everyone here at the Irish Political Roundup, wish you all the best, and thanks for taking time to speak to us today and speak to us during the course of the campaign.
Thanks, Bob.
You're very welcome.